My name is Ray Silverman, and we're having a good time feeding these horses at the moment. But the real reason we're here is to introduce you to a series of videos made by Glenn Bostock. In these videos, you'll see Glenn speaking to Peter Rhodes. Peter Rhodes is a graduate of Indiana University. He was an All-American diver. He was a United States probation officer for 25 years, has raised 4 children, is married to Roxanne. And in these videos, he'll be talking about the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous and showing how they're really the 12 steps of spiritual growth for anyone. He'll be talking to Glenn Bostock. Glenn Bostock approached Peter after hearing him give a presentation, and in that presentation, Glenn realized that these principles are tremendously useful for anyone in their marriage, raising their children, in their businesses. Glenn is a small business owner, and in some of the videos he'll be talking about problems that come up and how he's able to resolve practical issues with spiritual principles. Peter's book, Observing Spirit, won the Spirituality and Health Award for 2005. Peter's got a wealth of wisdom that we've packaged here in short segments of maybe 3 to 5 minutes. We hope that you'll have the opportunity to watch them all in a continuous series, and that you'll feel free at any point in time to refer to these, to use them to bless your relationships and your life. So welcome to Farmhouse Productions. We hope that you'll learn much, and this will be a joy to you. God bless. Welcome to the video series, 12 Steps to Spiritual Freedom. You can use this series for individual spiritual growth or in a group with friends. In this first video, Glenn Bostock tells Peter Rhodes why he is making this series of videos. Let's listen in.
And when she told me that she wasn't happy with the marriage, and I got that, oh, she's really not happy with the marriage, no matter what I say isn't going to make her happy, I spent about a year doing everything I could to make her happy, and it didn't make her happy. We went to marriage counseling, and looking back on it, I think I was mostly using marriage counseling as sort of a courtroom where I was trying to prove that we really did have a great marriage and I was a good husband. And that didn't seem to be helping at all. And during that time, we went to a marriage symposium where you gave a talk on the 12 steps. And I immediately thought, oh, well, there's a system, something I can follow, 12 steps. And I appreciate what you've done so much that I felt like I'm going to still keep coming seeing you. Very sympathetic to other people that may be in my place, and thought I'd share my sessions. So that's why I'm videotaping them.
Well, you can respond to that, or you can tell me.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No.
Well, just say basically, you described the change from looking at the world and trying to have the world give you happiness. If I just get my employees to understand, if I just get my wife to understand, see clearly that I'm supporting her, we have a nice home. So we all look to the world to bring us happiness. The world is an external thing. So we all have an external, and in the spiritual path, we say we also have an internal. So what I believe and what I've experienced for myself, and 12-step program just has to be is a very efficient way of saying your problem, you're medicating your problem with alcohol. Your problem is you're selfish, which means you feel fear. And fear often shows itself, especially in men, because we're not allowed to be afraid, so we show it in rage and anger, resentment. That's the problem. Selfishness is fear. If I'm selfish, I'm afraid I'm not going to get what I want, I'm going to lose what I have. So I bring that selfishness into my marriage, into my relationships, into my relationship with my employees or my co-workers. That's called hell. Hell, if we equate hell with fear, I can say I bring hell into my relationships. And then I want to have the hell removed by other people while I maintain my selfishness. Can't be done. That's why it says you have to die to that which is natural in order to have that which is spiritual come in. And that process you can only do, and I believe, with your higher power. Left to myself, I am selfishness, a heart of stone. Well, heart of stone is not going to make my family very happy or my wife very happy, and I've observed that as a fact. I don't have to think about that theoretically, and it doesn't make me happy. But I am selfish. That which is flesh, that which is spirit.
In this first video, Peter has pointed out that the first thing we need to learn is that our happiness is not dependent on the external world or on the gratification of our ego, which can never be satisfied. In the next video in this series, Peter will be talking to Martha. Martha is hurt and frustrated because her husband only said thanks when she gave him a birthday present. She expected him to exhibit more gratitude. Peter will begin by clarifying the 12 steps of spiritual growth. Peter will return to these steps again and again throughout this series. Please turn to the next video.